Om Shanti. Good morning to everyone. And it is so nice to see all of you on a Saturday morning at this time. Lots of questions in their minds on karma. And there are many mysteries that are unresolved, unanswered by the people of the world also. Sometimes we find small children asking certain questions to their parents, and the parents, they have no answers for it. And that is the time when we all get puzzled. Why we are not able to get this true understanding on karma. A very beautiful song that was played just now. As you think, so will be your karma. And as will be your karma, so will be the fruits that you will be enjoying for your karma. And accordingly will be your life. So somewhere we can say that our whole lifestyle is on the basis of our karma, and that karma is on the basis of the way my thinking goes. Whatever I'm thinking, I create a life on the basis of those thoughts. So the seed is the thoughts, and I have to pay attention to that seed. If I'm not able to pay attention on that seed, and I can just have thoughts such that will always create problems in my life. We'll have to go through so many circumstances, situations. And then we may put the blame onto anyone, but somewhere in the root cause, we are responsible for whatever is happening in my life. Therefore, the golden rule for life is, you cannot point out the finger of blame onto somebody else, that they are responsible for whatever is happening in your life. But we are completely responsible for whatever is going on in my life. So then only I can take the charge of my life in my hands. If I put the blame onto others, there's a beautiful saying, the moment I point out my locus of control in the hands of that person, and they take the charge of my life, controlling my life, and sometimes they can drive me crazy. So, do not point out the finger of blame to anybody else. Don't give the locus of control in the hands of others. Take the charge of your own life in your own hands. Because that is how the karma philosophy on the law of karma goes. As you sow, so shall you reap. In Hindi it is said, Jaisa boge, vaisa paoge. As you sow, so shall you reap. Not only that, as much as you sow, so shall you reap. And whatever type we will sow, accordingly we will reap. So this is the main law of karma. And understanding this law of karma, As brother was mentioning about Bhagwad Gita, that in Bhagwad Gita also, God has explained to Arjuna how we have to take charge of our karma in our own hands. Because life is a struggle, is a battle. Every moment we are fighting. And sometimes we don't understand why we are fighting. But somewhere our karma is responsible, so we are fighting. Isn't it? So where are those karmas and what type of karmas God had advised Arjuna to do to win the battle of life? Every one of us wants to win the battle of life. Every moment everybody is fighting. Some are fighting with themselves. Some are fighting with others. Some are fighting with situations. Some are fighting with problems. Some are fighting with circumstances. Everybody is fighting in life. But although we are fighting, we want to win this battle. Nobody wants to be a loser. We all want to be winners. And beautifully he had mentioned that we can win, we can rule only if we win our mind and our senses. If I am able to control and have that sovereignty over my senses, over my mind, I can win the battle of life. I will always be a winner. Situation, challenges comes in front of everyone. And that is what Bhagwad Gita speaks about. Even the Pandavas had to face challenges. Challenges are there for everyone. We don't have to fear and run away from the challenges. But be in the field and address the challenges in such a way that we become the winners. Beautifully, I read somewhere, challenges are there for everyone. Challenges are there for everyone. But for some, these challenges opens the doors to new opportunities. And for some, these challenges closes the door and makes them such that in the end they have to regret every time they get setbacks in their life. So for whom does this challenges open the doors to new opportunities? And for whom does it close the doors and gives them a setback that people have to regret throughout their lives? Beautifully it was written that those people who are able to make right choices at the right time, whenever challenges come, and at that time we make right choices and take right decisions, for them those challenges opens the doors to new opportunities. And those people who are not able to make right choices and take right decisions, for them the doors are closed and they get great setbacks, and throughout their life they have to regret, oh, only if I would have done that, only if I would have thought about this, only I would have seen what was beyond this challenge, only if I would have, they regret throughout their life. So why do we make wrong choices? Or who makes the right choices and takes right decisions? It was written there that those who have a very clear focus, they make right choices and take right decisions. But those whose mind is confused, stressed, those who are going through a lot of pressure, anxiety, fear, and who are so confused, they always make wrong choices, take wrong decisions, and this is how they become the greatest losers in life. So do you want to become losers or winners? And really, if we want to be winners, I have to keep my focus very clear. I have to remove all those confusions which is there in my mind. And how can I develop that clear focus? Yes, from time to time. We need to go inwards. We are in such a world and we are looking at the world outside, always reacting with whatever is coming. And the more I'm in the outside world, the more I'm extrovert, the more I get myself involved in all that which is unnecessary, in all negative things, that is going to make my focus confused, stressed, fearful, full of anxiety, which will not allow me to make the right choices. Therefore, it is said this world is a world which is full of stress, anxiety, and fear. So let not me be the victim of that. Otherwise, we find that people landing up in depression because they are not able to make the right choices. From time to time, I need to go inward on a journey into myself so that I clear up all the mess that is in there. I clear up all the negativities which I'm storing, all the waste that I'm storing in my mind, in my thoughts. That's why I said the beautiful song that was placed. As you would think, so would you do. And as you would do, so you would become. So in short, we can say, as you think, so you become. If I think positive, I become positive. If I think negative, I become negative. If I think waste, I'm just wasting my time and wasting my life. Isn't it? So this is how I take the charge. I become aware and take the charge of my own life in my hands. It reminds me of a beautiful example that once there was a Guruji and he had a beautiful ashram and he had a disciple who used to take care of things, look after the Guruji also. So one day the Guruji had a thought that I would like to go to the Himalayas to do some tapasya, to meditate and enrich myself with the knowledge. So he called upon his disciple and said, look, I feel like I should go to the Himalayas to enrich and do some meditation and study some scriptures and gain that treasure of knowledge. But I will be out for at least 6 months. So will you be able to take care of this ashram in my absence? So that disciple said, why not, Guruji? I'll definitely try my level best to look after the ashram and meet your expectations. So the Guruji said, okay, that's very nice of you. I'll leave the ashram day after tomorrow. Morning out, I'll go. So tomorrow I have the whole day. If you have anything to ask me, you can ask me. But remember, tomorrow is my day of silence. But if you have anything to ask me, you can ask me and I'll just write it down and answer your queries. So the disciple said, no problem. Both went to sleep. The next day morning when the disciple got up, he had a thought. Let me ask Guruji, in his absence, what is it that I have to pay more attention to? So he goes up to the Guruji. It's a day of silence for the Guruji. But still, as he was told that he can answer his query by writing. So he goes up to the Guruji and says, Guruji, I have a question. In your absence, what is it that I have to pay more attention to? What is it that I have to be cautious about? So the Guruji took up a piece of paper and a pen and wrote down a word on that piece of paper. And the word was awareness. And gave it to the disciple. The disciple saw that word, awareness, that's all. That's all. I think that's enough. I can do that. It's no problem for me. So he took that piece of paper and he goes out. But as soon as he looks at that paper again and again, he starts getting confused. Awareness, that's all. Guruji didn't write anything before, after, just awareness. Awareness about what? What does he mean by this word awareness? He should have explained to me. He should have defined to me. And he was getting so confused seeing that word awareness that after some hours, after some time, he goes again and tells Guruji, Guruji, I am confused seeing this word awareness. Can you just elaborate it? Something before, something after? So again, Guruji took that piece of paper and wrote one word before and one word after. The word before was also awareness. The word after was also awareness. Awareness, awareness, awareness. So the disciple, when he saw these three words continuously repeated, he thought, okay, the Guruji says, I have to be in awareness. I think I can do that. I'm capable of it. He takes that piece of paper and he goes out, but again and again when he's looking at that piece of paper, he's getting more confused. Didn't write anything else. Just one word, that's all. Just one word. At least we should define it also. What does he mean by this word awareness? So after some time, he goes back again to Guruji and says, Guruji, can you please, awareness, awareness, awareness is equal to what? So Guruji again takes up that piece of paper and he says, awareness, awareness, awareness is equal to awareness. The message was very clear, but the disciple was not able to follow it. The Guruji was trying to tell him that when you are given a responsibility to look after the ashram, definitely you have to be constantly aware of the quality of thoughts that you generate. When so many people are coming and going, you should be constantly aware of the quality of your thoughts. You should be constantly aware of the quality of your speech. As brother was giving you the meaning of Om Shanti, AUM, actions, utterance, and thoughts. The mind. So constantly awareness about the quality of thoughts you generate, having constantly awareness about the quality of your speech that you utter, and the quality of your behavior with others, the quality of your actions. You are an instrument. But if I look at myself, living in today's world, we think we have the freedom to say anything. We have the freedom of doing anything. We have the freedom of thinking it's our mind. We can generate whatever types of thoughts we can, not being aware how it is going to affect my whole life, how it is going to create my whole life and my lifestyle and my interactions with others, and what will be the reward of those actions. Not understanding that. So instead of taking this word independence or freedom in a wrong way, let us create that awareness in our minds, whether the quality of thoughts that we are generating and the quality of actions that we are doing, performing, and my interactions with others, are they positive? There is definitely this awareness in the world today where everyone would say, be positive, think positive. This awareness is there, but that is just to give an advice to others, not for the self. We can give the best advice to others when they are thinking negative. Why think negative? Be positive. Everything will be all right. Don't think bad. Don't think negative. We can give the best advice. But when a similar situation comes in front of us and we start thinking negative, behaving in an abnormal way, and that person reminds us, you were giving us the best piece of advice of being positive in such a situation. Now what has happened to you? And what do we say? What do we say? My problem was different and your problem is different. In my case, I would still say I was thinking right. I'm thinking right, but in your case, you are completely negative. I'm not, although it is negative, but we never accept it is negative, not negative. We accept, I'm trying to be practical, don't tell me, I know what I'm doing. Right? This is what happens. Yes. So, this label, be positive, think positive, is just to give advice to others, not to the self. But now the time has come when we apply this to the self more than we tell others. If I am able to apply in my life and my actions are accordingly, then I can bring about great changes and be a source of inspiration to others also. Let our actions speak more than our words. This is what time is demanding. It is very difficult to explain to others what they should be doing and they should not be doing. Even to children, we cannot advise them. But if we bring a change in our lives, definitely they would take inspiration from our life. And then they would follow accordingly. They will take us as their ideal. Instead of taking anyone else as their ideals, let us be their ideals. And let them also take inspirations in their life so that we make their life safe through our actions. So the depths of karma, understanding the depths of karma. How many types of karmas are there? Generally, there are 4 types of karmas. And these 4 types of karma, how they affect our lifestyle. That is what Bhagwad Gita teaches us. The first type of karma is known as elevated karma, elevated actions. The second type of karma is known as charitable actions, punya karma, sresht karma, punya karma. The third type of karma is known as neutral actions. And the fourth type of karma is known as sinful actions. So these are the 4 types of karma that we are able to see in the world. Yes, elevated action is very less in proportion to other karmas. Neutral action is also very less. There are only 2 types of karma which people know in the world. One is punya karma and the other is papa karma. Sinful actions and charitable actions. They are ignorant of the other 2 karmas. But we shall be understanding all the 4 types of karma. I think not much explanation is needed about pap karma because everybody knows what pap karma is. Because at every step we are seeing how people are doing pap karma, sinful actions. And sometimes some people take inspiration from that also. Nothing is going to happen. We are seeing all those people who are doing bad type of karma, but still enjoying life. So nothing is happening. We see such type of people also. And this is the biggest question in the minds of people. That although people in the world, there are some people who perform bad karma, but still nothing is happening to them. So where is the reward? So why don't we also do like them? They are enjoying their lives. Why can't we also enjoy our lives on the basis of doing pap karma? You might have heard the story of Shishupal in the scriptures. Shishupal was like a devil, had done all bad karma, but still he was enjoying his life. He gave 100 bad words to Krishna also. And he forgave him 100 times. But after that, he did not forgive him. And that is how he meets his end, and he was trying and begging for his life from God. Please save me. Please forgive me. And he said, I forgave you 100 times. Now you have crossed the limit. God is so merciful. He keeps on forgiving us also. On every small things also. We see people today, small things, they speak lies. It has become so casual. It has become a lifestyle. They're trying to hide everything. They cannot be easy in their nature, no simplicity. And human beings in today's world have made their life so complicated. So complicated. And the complication is due to speaking lies. Because sometimes some people say speaking the truth is very difficult. But I believe speaking lies is difficult. Because speaking truth, as it is, you speak out once, you don't have to remember 100 times. But one lie you speak, and every time in front of everyone you have to remember that you don't speak out the truth. And you have to find 100 excuses. How difficult it is. This is why lawyers take money, to speak the lie. They don't take money to speak the truth. They take the money to speak the lies. So whenever some people try to ask me, are you speaking the truth? I said, do you pay me some money to speak lies? If you are paying me, yes, I can speak lie. But if you are not paying me, why should I speak a lie? I have to be truthful only. So speaking lies is more complicated and more dangerous, because 100 times you have to remember what you have spoken in front of one, and every time you have to find new excuses, and sometimes that is when people get so confused, and others will also easily come to know, I think this person is speaking lie every time, is trying to think that I am a fool, and that is when the relationships breaks. You find any relationship in the world, why is it breaking? Not on the basis of truth. Whenever lies are spoken, one time, second time, third time, how can we find 100 excuses? Just imagine. So difficult it is. Instead, speak truth and you are free, stress-free. Every time you speak a lie, you create stress in yourself. So what is easy? Which path is easy? Speaking lies or speaking the truth? Truth. Why not speak the truth? But initially, sometimes some people are not able to face the truth. So that is why they get confused and they try to adopt the other method, speak lies. This person will not know. But then how many times you are going to hide it? Just imagine. How many times will you hide? You won't be able to. And one day when it is revealed, but just one sentence, and that reveals the truth. And the person will have the impression, so all this time you are speaking lies to me? And then will the relationships be sustained, or will there be always suspiciousness, doubt in that relationship? And then the day when you speak the truth also, you are not believed. Isn't it? So human beings' lives are so complicated in this age, in Kali Yuga especially, so complicated. That is why it is said, it is very difficult to understand a person, what he is from inside and what he is from outside. You never know. So complicated life. But spirituality teaches us how to lead a simple life, a practical life. And when we lead a practical life, we are light. There is no stress, no confusion, no negative thoughts generated for the self also and for others also. It's so easy. Sometimes what do people say? For the family, we have to speak lies. What can we do? For the family, we are doing all this. For the family, we have to do this. Whenever you think about the family you are doing this, just remember the character of Valmiki. Just remember the character of Valmiki. And he was doing everything for the family, looting people, killing people, everything for the family. And then one sannyasi comes up one day and says, first go and ask your family, will they participate in the wrongdoings that you are doing? Will they share the reward with you for all the wrongdoings? And he said, why not? They will also do it. Go and ask them first. So he goes up to them, each one. First of all, he goes to his father. Will you share the reward that I'll get for whatever I'm doing now? And the father said, why would I share the reward? Whatever you are doing, you will have to pay for it. Why would I have to pay for it? Then he goes and asks the wife, the children, and everybody gave the same answer. That's when his third eye opened and it changed him completely. So similarly, whatever you're doing for the family, ask your family members first. Are they going to share the reward? When it comes to settling of accounts, are they going to share all the pains? Are they going to share all the agony? Are they going to share all those things which you will receive as reward for all the bad karma that you are doing? Nobody is going to share. Remember that. Because they have come into your life just for one birth. The next birth they are separated again. So nobody is going to share the reward for whatever you are doing today for them. And that attachment which is just for one life. And nobody is going to settle with you in the other lives. Your way will be different and their way will be different completely. So whatever wrongdoings, whatever sinful acts, remember, you will have to settle it yourself. If not now, in the next birth. You will have to settle. Nobody is going to come and share with you. You have just met for this life, and the next life you are all going to separate again. All the members of the family whom you have loved, whom you have attachment for, everything, they'll be somewhere else completely. They'll not even recognize you. Even if you come in front of them. So for whom are you doing what? All the sinful actions, you will have to settle yourself in your next lives. So seeing some people doing bad karma and still enjoying this life, it reminds me of that beautiful story. That once there were two people walking on a way. They were not recognizing one another. They didn't know one another also. And as they were moving, they suddenly saw that somebody's purse was lying on the road. So both the people saw the purse. One was a very good person who was leading a righteous life, and the other one was a very bad person leading an unrighteous life. So naturally, the unrighteous person who saw that purse lying there, he immediately picked it up, saw that it had $1,000 in it. So he became very happy. Then he saw the other man, he has also seen. So he said, okay, let us share 50-50. You keep 500, I'll keep 500. So the person who was following the righteous path said, well, I don't need this. But whoever has dropped it, maybe his address will be inside. Why don't we go and give him? Maybe he's more in need for this $1,000 than us. So the person who was following the unrighteous path said, look, if it was in his fortune, he wouldn't have dropped it. And after he has dropped it, nobody has walked from here. We are the first person. That means it was for us also. It was meant for us only. If you don't want to keep, I am happy to keep the $1,000. So this righteous person said, I don't need it. You can happily keep it. He was very happy. Then they started talking to one another, and this righteous person was trying to guide him with good advice, but everything went above him. As they moved forward, the righteous person, he had a thorn pricked in his foot, and it pricked so deeply that blood started coming out. So the unrighteous person says, look, following the righteous path, you'll always get thorns in your feet. You'll get pain, that's all. Nothing else you're going to get by leading a righteous life. So be happy with unrighteousness. Look at my life. I'm enjoying my life on the basis of this unrighteousness. And it happened so, it was evening time, so some of the deities were crossing. It is said at evening time, the deities, they take a round. So some deities were crossing, and when they saw this, they heard this statement, they said, this is something wrong. They all went up to God and said, oh God, something is going on wrong. So God said, what is going on wrong? So from the top they said, these two people, one is a righteous person, one is an unrighteous person. And the righteous person has thorns pricked in his feet. And the unrighteous person is getting money. He is getting pain and he is feeling happy. So we feel Chitragupta, who maintains the accounts, Chitragupta is doing some garbad. So you have to check upon what he's doing. You're not paying attention to what he's doing. So God says Chitragupta is so accurate in maintaining the accounts of everyone's karma. There can't be any garbad in it. So the deities said, no, he's not paying attention maybe. So he calls for Chitragupta and says, bring the accounts of these two people. So Chitragupta brings their accounts and says, he's got $1,000. How come? And he has got thorns pricked in his feet. And he's following a righteous path and he's following an unrighteous path. How can this happen? So Chitragupta took out the accounts of both the souls and said, the reward of $1,000 that he receives was not that much. He was to receive multi-millions because he had done such great karma in his past life. And he was to receive a big reward. But before getting that reward, God gave him some test. And that changed his path completely. From a righteous path, he changed and he became an unrighteous man. Started following unrighteousness. And so, all that lessened down and he got just $1,000. And he's happy with it because he doesn't know what his fortune was going to give him. And he's happy with that $1,000 only. And the person who had the thorns pricked, his account was checked. And he was a very bad person. A very bad person. And he was to get a very severe punishment in his life on the basis of the bad karma. But he was also given a chance to improve. And he took that opportunity. And from there, he also changed his life completely. And when he changed his life, he became such a righteous person. And all the punishment gradually lessened down. And just a prick of the thorn was left. So that prick of the thorn is not the fruit of his righteous action. The prick of the thorn was the reward of the wrong actions, the wrongdoings that he had done in his past life. That was the only account that was left. And this $1,000 that he received was not the reward of what the wrongdoings he is doing, but that was the only left good karma that he received the reward and is happy. But now that he had done the wrongdoings, the fruit is still yet to be experienced. So sometimes we see this in practical lives. Some people are doing so wrong karma, still enjoying life. But that enjoyment is not because of the wrong karma. That was of some past life good actions. That is why there is a saying, Bhagwan ke ghar mein der hai, andher nahi hai. God also gives time to improve, to do something good. He gives opportunities, he gives chances to everyone. Der hai, andher nahi. There cannot be complete darkness in what he has to give, but he doesn't give immediately. He gives some time to people. That is the greatness of God. That is the greatness of God. But we sometimes misunderstand him. And that is why we do wrong karma. That is sinful actions. Neutral actions is done by devtas, not by human beings. Neutral actions means that which is, supposing I sow a seed in the ground, I nurture it, I give water, I give sustenance to that seed and it germinates and gradually it grows into a tree and it starts bearing fruits. I pick up that fruit and I eat that fruit. Both the karmas are done by myself. Sowing the seed is also done by me. Plucking the fruits is also done by me. Both the karmas are done by me. Is there any difference in both the karmas? Any difference? Any difference? No difference? There is a difference. What is the difference? Sowing the seed is an elevated karma, most elevated karma. Why? Because one seed, when I've sown, I get 100 fruits. And that also every season. I can enjoy the 100. So elevated karma. It is not punya karma. It is elevated karma. Sresht karma. Where I receive the fruits every season. And that also According to the quality of seed that I've sown, I pluck up that fruit. Isn't it? But after eating the fruit, satisfaction, contentment, finished. I do not get another fruit of eating the fruit. Similarly, whatever karma we are doing now, good karmas, whether it is punya, what is the difference between charitable action and sresht karam? Somebody asked me today, what is the difference between charitable action and elevated action? Elevated action is when I elevate myself, I elevate my consciousness and do such great karmas, which gives me the fruits every time. Because there are blessings merged in it, in that elevated karma. Whomever I have given happiness to, their blessings are with me. So that is the elevated karma. Punya karma. Punya karma, when I do to help others, that is punya karma. Nominal things we do for somebody, giving them happiness, helping them in some way or the other, that is the punya that I receive. And I receive the fruit of that and I enjoy the fruit of that. But elevated karma is going to reap me fruits every time, in every season, because of the blessings which multiplies. Right? Punya karma is just helping somebody in a nominal way. And they thank us, thank you. We've received that reward. Isn't it? But elevated karmas, I become an ideal for others. So neutral karmas are those. When through elevated karmas, I sow the seed. And on the basis of that seed, when I reap the fruits, and I eat the fruits, I enjoy the fruits. And after that, there is no further fruit. That is finished there. So punya karma is when I help others, I reap the fruit, and it is finished. There is no further fruit of that karma. So here also some people are doing punya karam. Some people are enjoying the fruits of the punya karam and they are finishing off their balance. It is going to finish. Then whatever wrongdoings we have done or whatever elevated actions we have done, accordingly will reap. But the punya karma, if we are enjoying our life in this time, we are eating the fruits and enjoying the fruits, and that is, it gives us satisfaction and finish. That is neutral action. You do not get anything as a reward for those neutral actions, for eating the fruits. Eating a fruit is also a karma, but you do not get a further fruit for that, further reward for that. That is neutral action. So, in this life, if we are enjoying the fruits, and according to Bhagwad Gita, it is said that the person who is intelligent, not only those who do punya karam, I just repeat the verse which says in Bhagwad Gita that an intelligent बुद्धिशाली वह है जो कर्म में अकर्म और अकर्म में कर्म देखता है, वो बुद्धिशाली है. The one who sees action, who does action and reap the fruit, and not only that, but again from that neutral action, who does another karma, who sows, means eating the fruit and contentment. That finishes the fruit. But a buddhishali vyakti, an intelligent person, is that one who, instead of throwing that seed into the dustbin, goes and again sows it. Whatever we have reaped in this life, if I know how to sow them again, if I know how to sow it again, that is intelligent person. Just like I'll give you an example. There was one big Sethji, a big businessman, and he was earning a lot of money, but he had no time to do any prayers or remember God or go to any satsangs. He didn't have time. So he had given permission to his wife, you can do whatever you want to, but don't interfere in me. And don't ever tell me to go into satsangs. I don't have time. You can do whatever bhakti you want to do. You can do whatever you like to do. Attend the satsangs and kathas and everything. I have no time. Don't interfere with me. So this lady used to go for all satsangs. She was free. She used to go for satsangs, do bhakti, everything. And she never used to tell her husband because he had refused. But one day, in their city, some great Kathavachak had come. A great saint had come. And people were talking so good about that saint that though whoever listens to his Katha or listens to his discourse, they really change their life completely. So this lady had this thought, why don't I take my husband? I've never told him till now. Maybe his life can change. So she went home and said, look, there is this great saint who's going to come to our city and he's going to give a discourse. And my only wish this time is, please attend one session. I won't tell you for the other session. Because there was this rumor in the city, one who listens to this discourse would again and again try to listen. So she thought, only once, I'm telling you, only once. So this man got angry and said, I told you not to interfere with me. I don't have time, you do whatever you want to do. So this lady started crying and said, please, please, fulfill this wish of mine. So finally, when so much she pleaded, the man said, okay, one day I'll come. Don't tell me after that. Okay, I won't tell you after that. Only once. So that day, when they went to the satsang, in the satsang, the great saint was saying, we came empty-handed and we have to go empty-handed. So this person's mind was, it struck that man's, how come? How come it is that we came empty-handed and we have to go empty-handed? This can't be possible. What do you mean to say whatever I've earned, I'll have to leave everything here only? So this great saint said, well, you have to leave everything here only. Whatever you have taken from this world, you have to leave it here only. The only thing that is going to come with you is your karma. All other things will remain here itself. So this person said, no, I want to take everything with me. Whatever I want, I've got no children. So who is going to enjoy after me? Have I earned all this for others? No, I want to take all my bank balance, I want to take with me. I want to take all whatever I've earned, my house, my whatever I have, I want to take it with me. Is there any way to take it? Explain that. So this saint said there is no other way. So he was so disturbed, and when he came home, he was very wild at the wife. That's why I don't come to the satsangs. You know, look, he has put such a seed in my mind and made me disturbed. Now I want to take everything with me. There must be some way. There must be some way. So every time any saint would come, he would go there and ask the saint, is there any way, can you show us? To take everything that we have for the next life. Everyone would say, there is no way. You can't take all this in the next life. How can you take it? And then one BK came to give a discourse. So the BK said, yes, there is a way. There is way for everything. What do you want to take? He said, I want to take all my wealth. He said, what else? He said, I want to take my house also. What else you want to take? I want to take all the comforts and luxury also with me in the next life. Very well. I'll show you the way. He said, look, if you take an insurance policy, life insurance policy, what do you have to do? He said, pay a premium every month or every year. You have to pay the premium for it. And then anything happens, you get the money back, isn't it? The same thing in life also. If you want to take your money, you have to pay the premium here. You have to pay the premium here for the benefit of other souls. This is sowing. Although you were eating the fruit, but from that fruit you are again sowing. So an intelligent person is one who sows the fruit, sows the seed again. Whatever you'll sow here, you'll get it there. That is why in the scriptures it is shown Sudama, the story of Sudama, just with a handful of flaked rice. Handful of flaked rice. One handful when Krishna eats, he gives him houses and everything. Second, he gives him all the riches and everything. And then Rukmani stops him. Not the third. Enough, whatever you have given him is enough. Let him enjoy that. Just 2 handfuls he ate. And he gave him all the riches. And he gave him all the comforts and luxury and house and everything. 2 handfuls. This is the premium that he paid. But there is one more story with that. That has to be understood very well. That has to be understood very well. Why did Sudama experience poverty in his life? 20 years poverty. You know why? Because when they were children, Krishna and Sudama, they were both children. They used to go in Sandapini's ashram to learn. And in their free time, they had to go into the woods to bring the wood for the fire. And all students were given their turns. So one day it was Krishna and Sudama's turn to go into the woods to bring the firewood. And when Sudama came from home, his mother gave him 40 chana. You know chana? 40 chana. And she said, 20 is for you and 20 is for Krishna. Both have to equally divide because you will have to walk long and you need strength, and chana will give you the strength. So she gave that. Now it happened so that he had in his pocket but he forgot. Then they cut the wood and they were coming back. So Krishna said, I feel I'm tired. I would like to have some rest underneath this tree. So he said, okay, you can rest. So you will be awake and look after the firewood. I said, okay, I'll stay awake. And suddenly, when Krishna was sleeping, suddenly he remembered the chana. So he took out his 20 chana and ate the 20 chana. But still, after eating 20 chana, the hunger increased. So he thought, Krishna doesn't know about it, that my mother has given his share also. What if I eat his share also? Eating somebody's share, and that 20 chana which he ate of Krishna, 20 years he had to experience that poverty. Eating somebody else's share, which is not our right. We have to pay for it. So we enjoy the pleasures also, but at the same time, if I start eating somebody else's share, I have to go through all the pain and poverty also, lead that life also. So he was given this technique that if you want to take all this, you have to pay a premium in this life. Help others. Share your wealth with others also. Give something to those who are in need, and you can offer something to do some elevated actions also, and all that will be carried forward in your next birth also. So this is what neutral actions. The intelligent person are those who do karma, enjoy the fruit, but do not be contented with the fruit, sow with that fruit also, and enjoy the future lives also. Punya karma, we all know about punya karma, helping others and making others happy, and at the same time elevated actions which we uplift ourselves and uplift others also in a spiritual way. Show them the path so that they are also able to elevate themselves. That is the most elevated karma done with elevated consciousness. And this is what meditation or spirituality teaches us, how to elevate our karmas and how to elevate our consciousness so that we are able to enjoy the fruits every birth, every season, every life. So this is the understanding the depths of karma, but naturally the subject is so deep, but seeing the time, I end this session here, and any questions you have, most welcome on karma.
Any questions? You are free to ask any questions if you have any doubts.
Yes? Can come forward, ask the question.
I only had a question for myself. I did not know that karma will bring me here. So, all my question, Didi, is we heard about all karma. Could you please explain nishkarma?
Nishkarma is, as I said, neutral action, where our intentions are very high for everyone, but no expectation for the self. Whatever I'm doing, mostly people have this feeling, whatever we do, we'll get the reward of this karma. But nishkarma means where there are no expectations for the self, just for the benefit of everyone. That is nishkarma.
So not to expect anything from anybody will equal to this karma.
Yes. And this karma is mostly done by God himself, because he doesn't expect anything from human beings. He just gives. But human beings always have some or the other expectation at the back of their mind. So it is very hard to do nishkarma by human beings. This karma is done by God's only. Any other question? Yes, please confirm.
I have a thought question. Are your thoughts the main driving force of your karma?
What is the?
Are your thoughts
Yes.
the main driving force?
Yes, yes, yes.
Good or bad?
Good or bad thoughts are the seeds for karma.
That's it.
Yes, yes. So it is said, as you think, so you become. Whatever the quality of thoughts we generate, we are going to lead that life practically, and then nobody else is to blame for my life. I am responsible for that life, for that quality of life that I'm enjoying. So be careful about the quality of thoughts that you generate for yourself. If some people think, oh, I'm so stressful, they are going to be stressed because they're generating their thoughts for themselves. Isn't it? Yes.
I was a little bit confused about elevated karma. Can you give some examples in practical life of elevated karma?
Elevated karma, when it is done in soul conscious stage. When I do not see anyone as bodies, as this person, because normally people have some or the other bias feelings when they see the body, oh this person, oh this person. So they have a bias in their minds. But when I see each and every one, I visualize them as soul. They are also children of God. And with that unlimited feeling, I do whatever I can for anyone. That is elevated karma. So the vision has to be changed with the consciousness and seeing everyone as God's child. Then there is no bias that I have for anyone in my mind. The feelings change, the attitude changes, the perception changes, everything starts changing. The thoughts also change. And the karma also change because the seed is consciousness. From consciousness, everything starts. Consciousness is your consciousness, so is your perception, so is your vision for everyone, so is your attitude, so is your feelings for everyone, so is your behavior, so is your karma, and so is your destiny. Therefore, it is said, watch out for your thoughts as they become your feelings. Watch out for the feelings as that becomes your attitude. And watch out for the attitude because that is how you're going to behave. And watch out for that behavior because that is going to create your personality. And watch out for that personality because that is going to create your destiny. Therefore, it is said, destiny is in your hands. Yes?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I want to know something. When you giving somebody money,
Yeah.
and are you sure you're not doing any bad karma to yourself, or are you doing good karma?
It depends upon the worthiness of that soul. It depends upon. Therefore, in Bhagwad Gita, 17th chapter, it is said, there are 3 types of karma: sattvic karma, rajasic karma, and tamasic karma. And it all depends upon the patra, the worthiness of the person. If the person is worthy and you know that he is going to utilize your money in a right way, then definitely give. That is what Bhagwad Gita says. Patra dekh kar daan karo. Kupatra ko daan nahi karo. Otherwise, it is going to create your bad karma in partnership. In partnership. You will have to settle that account in partnership itself. Supatra ko daan karo, that is sattvic karma. So if you think you need to educate a person, educate that person. You think he needs food, give him food. If you think they need clothes, give him the clothing. But just giving them money and they do not have the sense of utilizing that money, and they, in the company of somebody, they do wrong karma, then you are going to be a partner. You are going to be responsible for that karma also.
Today there are a lot of people,
Yes.
they put a sign.
Yeah.
Help
Yeah, that's why I said if they really want help, they want food, give them food. Yeah. Om Shanti. Yes. Yes, Om Shanti. Yes. Actually, what happens that this is where the right understanding has to be there. Because if, according to the scriptures, if we think this human life is just one life, then two children born at the same time, one on the streets, one in a palace, what is their karma? At the time of birth, what karma did they do? Why are they experiencing two different things? So that is when people say past karma. So that means in the past life there were human beings also. And today science has proved all this. In the past life regression, near-death experiences, out-of-the-body experiences, nobody has ever said, I was an animal, or I was a worm, I was a bird, and I have taken a rebirth as a human being. Till now, nobody has. So scientific proof says human beings are reborn as human beings, and they enjoy their fruits, rewards in the form of human being only. Yes, but the intention or the intellect becomes like an animal. Like you see some people, they're just barking at anyone without any reason. Their life is like what? So dogs are experiencing their fruits in their species itself. Some dogs are having bread and milk every day, and some dogs on the street trying to find food from the, like in India, you see, trying to find food from the dustbins. And there are human beings also who are looking for food in the dustbins, and some are enjoying. So this is the reward. The lifestyle becomes the same, but they are enjoying in their own species. So science has also proved, and spiritual science also says, that we are reborn as human beings only, because that is the best thing. That, and it is not that we receive the rewards in the animal species. No. Why do you think that human lives, if you see human lives, they are not sometimes leading worse life than the animals also? Isn't it? So everybody enjoys their fruit in their own species, because the seed is the soul is the seed. So if God has sown that seed in human species, he will be reborn as a human being only. If he has sown that seed in an animal species, he will be reborn as the animal, whichever particular animal it is. And accordingly, everybody has to enjoy their fruits and their rewards in their own species only.
Anyone else?
Yes?
Om Shanti.
Yes, Om Shanti.
What I understood, hope is the most important thing in the life.
Yes.
So, is negative as you do. Every human being can understand what is right and wrong.
Yes.
But there is another seed thought as well, which is the greed and corruption.
Yes.
How do you remove that?
How do you remove that? Through realization. Yeah. So God, at the time when we take birth, God gives us two blessings. He blesses us with two gifts. One is an intellect, which tells us what is right, what is wrong, so that we can make the right choices. And the second thing is the freedom. Now you are free to make your choice and take your own decision. So you will be responsible for those decisions. So freedom and the will to choose. These two gifts we receive as a gift when we take birth. Each and every one of us. So everybody knows what is right and what is wrong. But still when they do wrong choices, it is because of Maya, as we say, or companionship or company. A man is known by the company he keeps. And at the third thing, the vices, greed, corruption, all that thing. Having more and more this feeling. So, how can we overcome it? Through realization, through spiritual understanding. When we start getting understanding, just as we say education makes a difference. In the world also, when people get educated, they know what they should be doing. So education makes a difference. So similarly, spiritual education gives us the realization and understanding of each and every karma that we are doing, and it creates that awareness. And this awareness is the first thing that we need to have in our lives. Anyone else? Yes?
Somebody who discovered
Yeah.
so the guy who discovered atom or nucleus or whatever, he did it with the right intention, but then there were other people who used it for a wrong intention.
Wrong intention, yeah.
So now, is the guy who invented it, he still responsible?
No, he did it with a correct intention, so his intention is good. So he is not responsible. But afterwards, those who misuse whatever it is done, they are responsible. Everybody's karma is responsible. He introduced atom for a very good purpose. That if the resources are over, how can we utilize atomic energy for the right purpose? But if it is misused, then those who are misusing it, they are responsible.
No, because the reason that question came is when you were saying when you give to somebody and they use it for wrong, so we are also responsible. That's where the question came.
Yeah. He created with this purpose that he didn't have even that thought. While giving alms, you know. You have the understanding what this person is going to do with this. If he's going to drink beer and make hangama on the street, then you know. They're not begging alms because they have hands and legs and everything they can work, but they are lazy. So when you give alms, you have an understanding. But the person who created atomic energy, he created with a very pure intention. He did not even know at that time that people are going to misuse the energy that he's giving. He didn't even know. He didn't even realize that. So he is not responsible. But here you know, and when after knowing also you give, you are responsible. Anyone else?
I am just Shanti.
Yeah.
I am confused on the rebirth thing you said, reincarnation.
Yeah.
Because when we read our scripture, our holy books, they said ये जन्म तुम्हारे लेके बहुत जन्म बिछड़े थे माधो ये जन्म तुम्हारे लेके कई जन्म भय कीट पतंगा ये जन्म तुम्हारे लेके. So what is that? As far as I understand, I thought, according to your karmas, you take the birth, could be कीट पतंगा anything, but
What happens that in the middle age, when the wrongdoing started, when wrong karma started, now how to caution people? So the only thing they thought was that on the basis of religion, if we create a fear in them, then only they will understand. So in the middle age, the intention was very good of those who wrote the scriptures to save human doings from doing wrong actions. Now the only thing, if we just explain to them as in a normal language, they feel there's nothing wrong. So on the basis of religion, then there will be fear. So they wanted to create a fear in people so that they don't do something wrong. But that also did not help. After reading those scriptures also, people are doing wrong. They're still doing wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Finished? Yeah, please.
You give one or two examples of the elevated karma, real world.
Any karma that gives you the blessings of many, which enriches you with the blessings of many. At one time, you give an understanding to people like what karma I have done, giving understanding about karma. And then if I'm able to inspire half of the people who have come here, and every time they do a karma, they think about it twice. That much awareness also, if it is created, and if it stops some people doing wrong karma, then I'm getting the fruit of it. Unknowingly also, I may not be knowing also, but it is accumulating in my account subtly. Just as in the bank account you have, and some people are going on crediting and you don't even know who they are. But they are crediting in your account because they have faith in you that you are going to utilize in the best way. So they are crediting. That is elevated karma. When you get when your balance goes on increasing, unknowingly also, you don't know who are crediting in it. Right? Yes. Namaste.
Karma done knowingly and karma done unknowingly. They both affect life
Yes.
similarly.
Yes. As I said, human beings are blessed with the two things, intellect and freedom. Even in front of a small child, you speak lies. What will the child say? You're speaking lies, I know. He also has that intellect that this person is not speaking accurate. And the child may tell you also, I'm going to tell dad what you are speaking. Doesn't it? So he also has that understanding, he has that intellect. So there is nothing like unknowingly done. Everything we are doing, we know what we are doing. But sometimes we try to ignore that understanding, and out of greed or out of lust or out of any other weakness, we do that karma. So there is nothing like unknowingly doing any karma. All the karma we are doing are done knowingly only. There's nothing like unknowingly. If a small child can understand when you're speaking lies, I know you're speaking lies. You shouldn't have done that. I'm going to tell. If he can say these words, if he can understand, do you think the person who is speaking lies doesn't understand? No, they understand, but it is their weakness. It has become their weakness. And for no reason they are going to speak lies. Somebody may be speaking lies. You ask them, oh, what difference did it make in their life? No difference. What happens if I speak lies? But you are increasing your weakness. You are creating that sanskar, and that may sometimes lead you into such a big problem. You may not know about it, but these small things, when they are gathered, it becomes a big snowball. Doesn't it?
I have one very small question.
Yes.
We see these sometime in our home or anywhere. We see the roach or some kind of, kira vagera. Let's say we pick it up and throw it. We don't want them in our home, right? We kill them sometimes. Is that spoil our karmas too?
Yeah, it makes a small difference, definitely. It makes a small difference. But that is why it is said, whatever you do, tolo or bolo or karo, tolo. Big karmas, please be cautious of them. These small things, they are less, they are increasing like a penny. But it is affecting your life, definitely.
So what we should do? Should it
Definitely, if they bite you, you are going to get some disease. So it is better to get rid of them. Either some other place in the backyard, maybe you can. Yes.
So, to piggyback on those last two comments, if a person really does a lot of inner work on transforming old habits that they've had for decades, and they actually get beyond that, does that then, how does that correlate with elevated?
Yeah, there is one thing that we really have to understand. Sometimes some people think a wrong conception which they have, and that is you do bad karma and then afterwards you go and donate something and it will finish off your bad karma. No, that is not going to happen. Remember that. Remember that. Why? This is what mentality some people have. Do bad karma, doesn't matter. You can donate this much in some mandir and it will all wash away your karma. It doesn't wash away. It doesn't wash away. One thing you have to remember, look, if I borrow $500 from you and then I go and donate that $500 in a mandir, and when you come to ask that $500, I say, but I've done donation. So it is repaid. You say, what will you say? If I need to donate, I will donate it myself. Why do you have to donate and it is repaid to me? No, that is not going to happen. You will ask for that $500 and I have to repay. If I borrowed from you, I have to repay to you. And if I want to do donation, I have to do it from my own money. The same thing here. Whatever bad karma you have done, it is not repaid by doing donations. Whatever bad karma you have done, you have to repay for that also. And whatever good karma you are doing, you will get the reward for that as well. So it is not like doing donations will repay that bad. No, it can't do that. No. For both the karmas, you are going to receive the reward. Yes?
bad karma, but if both intention is
Yes, definitely. Intention, niyat, as it is said in Hindi, niyat counts. Like a doctor also uses knife to operate, and a person also uses knife to kill the person, the intention. One is to save the life, one is to take the life. So the intention is definitely, that is there. Yes? Huh? Yeah. Some of the other karmas they have done. Yes. Even they are not came. Yes. So we can help them with their hands, do some good karma, tell them to do good karma, help somebody, help this, do that. Okay, they are mentally disabled. You can, through their hands, you do it. And pray for it that it goes into their account. Pray to God, please let it go in their accounts. Whatever good deeds, I'm getting it done through them, but they are doing it, they are giving with their hands, let it go in their accounts. But they will have to settle it. So maybe in this life, they will have to settle it. Till they live, they will have to settle it.
So the children who born like disabled and all that, they are not the only ones. Some their
Yeah.
parents also. Some
Everybody, yeah. That is partnership.
So probably
That is partnership, what I said. Settling the accounts with partnership. Yeah. Yes.
So maybe this concept of giving 10% of your earning to charitable or mandir or a
Yes.
institution,
Yeah.
that's not a premium to you.
That is a premium. Yes, that is a premium. That is a premium. That is a premium. Okay.
Last question.
Any last question? Anyone? Namaste.
This question, hello.
Yeah.
Didi, you are very knowledgeable, that you all saw, and you have so many questions that you answer in such a way that with satisfaction to the people who ask your question. But the question I have will make some people very uneasy, uncomfortable. This is regards to what United States is have chosen a path, which is ridiculous. Instead of taking care of economy and other issues, they have chosen and they encourage like transgender, LGBTQ. So my question is, having said this question, Didi, is that a bad karma or in which category we should have that? To put, oh, okay, or it's a natural thing. Because this country, as I say, that you must be listening to what is going on in this country. It is pathetic and just, that is why my question is, what do you think in your opinion that where they stand at? Is it bad karma or it is natural? So in which category we should have to put that into perspective?
Yes, definitely changing gender and all that. Definitely it is going to reap their actions, and those who have taken the decision, they also get into partnership with that karma. It is going to affect their lives, because if they have got that life and to settle the accounts in that life, why they are going against the laws of nature? And that is why when they go against the laws of nature, definitely it will affect them psychologically great deal. And I've seen such people who have changed gender, and afterwards the psychological thing that they go through, it is very bad, very bad. And their karma also, I've seen, I'll just relate to you one sister. There were two friends and they wanted to get married. So one changed the gender, and afterwards they would not get along with one another very easily. So they gave up. And now that person, that brother, is going through such mental trauma and psychological that he doesn't feel like living. He wants to end up his life. So that is the fruits that they receive in this life only. Going against nature is not going to help in any way. Yeah.